Buenos Dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict, right? And as you can tell by that thumbnail right there, vida, homes. Prison lifers. People that are doing forever and a day in the penitentiary in prison. You know, and this just doesn't go for the California Department of Corrections. This goes for all over the land, all over the world. You know, you have guys that are doing all day, whether it be justified in a menudo style or direct fashion, or it be, hey, just the luck of fucking fate. You know what I mean? You just got dealt the wrong cards, the wrong hand. So you didn't have the fucking ace to play or the joker, and it's all bad. And I don't hate on these individuals. If anything, I feel their plight. I feel for them, and on we go, you know, and the beat goes on. In life, the beat must go on. You know, if you get a second chance, if you catch a body, or you're out there doing a lot of villainous things, Sasuke, word of the day, villainous. If you're out there doing a lot of villainous things, to avoid the life situation, man, that's a cool thing. You know, that's luck. You know, I've had a lot of luck in my life. I told you about the 9/11 luck. If I haven't told you about the 9/11 luck, I'll reiterate it right here for those of you that haven't seen that or heard that story yet. But there's a lot of luck that goes into play, you know, and it's weird. You know, it could all go based on your past record. If you have an extensive criminal record, more than likely if you catch a bad crime like a body or something of that nature, you're probably going to be doing the LWOP, which is life without the possibility of parole. You know, that's the words nobody wants to hear. I know everybody says, oh, the death penalty, that's it. But quietly as it's kept, the death penalty, you're probably not going to die, man, anytime soon. It's going to take a while, unless you're in the state of Florida or Texas where they're taking your head off immediately. You're probably not going to go. You know, in California, you're going to sit on death row 20 or 30 years, several appeals, several different wigglization moves, several different loopholes, and it is what it is. But still, that LWOP is just a word that nobody wants to hear. You know, life without the possibility. It's crazy. And I've been set up with people with life without the possibility. I've been set up with just regular lifers. What a life term consists of in California is, okay, it's like this. I have a brother, you know, I have a brother that's incarcerated. He's been down since 2001, so he's going on 21 years. And he caught a home invasion robbery. And they gave him 27 years with the strike. Okay, I remember him fighting it in the Merced County Jail. He sat there for 4 years fighting this case. It was a pretty big case, pretty well known. You know, he paralyzed someone, put him in the chair forever. So they were trying to stretch my brother out. He was facing, I think it was 290 something years or something to that effect. And I remember I would get at him. We would write each other back and forth. At this time, I was also incarcerated in prison, doing my own thing, fighting my own cases. But we would write back and forth. Me being the bigger brother, I would give him encouragement, give him game, clutch him up, give him education, and tell him to fucking strive to the next day. You know, my brother was highly active. He was fully with the business. He was doing his thing as far as gang related. But in the back of his mind, you know, when it would just be me and him conversating on paper, he was still my little brother, and I was feeling what he was going through. And he kept writing me, hey, bro, they offered me 30 to life. They offered me 25 to life. They offered me 15 to life. And I told him, don't, and hell no, right? And he said, you know, hey, look at Charlie, man. They just offered me 15 to life, man. That sounds good. And I said, L means L in California. Life means life. Now, let me give you this. Okay, first of all, my brother was an active norteño, an active gang member at that time, right? So, being an active gang member, you ain't got no action, okay? For the most part, you're going to be putting in that work. You're going to be doing what you have to do. You're going to be maintaining, functioning, and handling your business. Anything can happen at any time. Like I've told you before, prison is a powder keg that could blow up right in your motherfucking face. Your whole mascara could get blown backwards, right? And prison can erupt. It could be quiet 1 minute. You're kicking in. The next minute, he stopped hitting me, right? It can go down just like that. You just never know what a difference a day makes, you know? So when you have that life at the tail end of your sentence, more than likely being an active gang member and getting into all the frivolous activities and all the action that happens on these prison yards, you're going to catch that L. You're going to do all day. They're going to sit you down and not even give you any type of get backs because they already know you're out there not being a productive member of that yard. You're out there being a productive member of your gang, right? Not to say that that's the wrong route to go, man. If you want to go that route, you want to be all you can be, like you're in the fucking army, Sasuke, you like the camouflage. Handle your business. Do your thing, man. Every man is different. Every man runs on an independent motor, meaning that motor, that heart, homes that runs into them, that runs in within them is what it is, you know? But just because you choose not to go that route doesn't mean that you don't have a motor, that you don't have a heart. You know, everyone does. It just matters what you do with it. Now, Trip, so he kept writing me letters. Hey, bro, I'm looking at the L, the L, the L. And I said, Charlie, man, life means life. Now, let me break it down to you. I've had cellies that are lifers. Cellies that go before this board, you know, and this board is going to look at what you've done while you've sat down in prison. If you've done a lot of productivity, you know, if you've went to school while you're in there, if you've went to college, if you've went to classes to get certificates and this and that, and there's all kinds of things. There's always the next fucking class, the next certificate that they want you to get. Of course, it's merely just a piece of paper, but it proves that you're taking the initiative to go out there and fucking do something on these yardas, right? And if you don't have all these in order, what they're going to do is they're going to shoot you down the mid. I think it goes 5, 10, or it goes, it goes 5, 10, 15. Meaning if they say, okay, you're going to get 5 more years, then you can come back to board and show us what you've done since then. You have to be conduct clear, meaning that you can't catch no 115s. There's just a lot of things that go into it. So you might as well fucking become a Cristiano and go pray all day, because you can't do nothing else but eat, shit, and pray, period, right? But for the most part, what they do is they give you that midterm, which is that 10. That means go sit your ass down for another 10 years on that yarda, do some fucking burpees, some push-ups, do a social studies class, and then come on back, right? That's what it is. And then, of course, if you're a high priority gang member or a target or someone that they know is just out there fucking up, man, they're going to give you that 15 and tell you, Vamanos, we'll see you. My grandson will see you, you know, because I'll be retired by that time. That's how it goes. Board members, their familia just slides right in place. And for the most part, that's what happens. You know, most people get that midterm, that 10, you know, and that's 10 years. Imagine going to the Board of Paroles after you've already sat down for 25 years and you walk in and 5 minutes later, they tell you, okay, we'll see you in 10. Another 10. Right off the top. No questions asked, no get backs, no, but why? Because we can, because we can, right? 10 more years before you ever even get action. And 10 years is a long time to go conduct clear in the penitentiary and prison. Like I said, any different day, something could happen. You could be walking minding your own business. You got me going in circles, just mobbing, just chilling, bumping an oldie in your mente, man, just trying to do your own thing. And Sasuke gets snaked on. Next thing you know, it's a mutual combat. Your parole is fucked up. Period. You didn't even start it. So hey, Spencer Holmes, I didn't mean to hit you as a mistaken identification. I thought you was some chomo from fucking 86, man, that touched my fucking old lady's knee. You know, it just goes down like that. Like I said, it's hard to stay out of the way and to maintain a good program, especially when you're in the California Department of Corrections. Now, I've never been to prisons in Florida or Texas or Georgia or Mississippi, all these other wild different states, New York, where it really goes down. So I can't speak on their rules, regulations, and how it goes down over there. I'm speaking on California politics and how California goes down. And I know once they hit you with the L, usually for the most part, it's an elbow. And that's it. So that's good. Get your elbow ready, because that's what you got coming. You know what I mean? So you can do that. Anyways, so lifers. There's a lot of notorious lifers in prison within California Department of Corrections. There's a lot, you know. You have Suge Knight, who got stretched out 23, 24 years or whatever he got. And more than likely, he's going to be there till he passes out. It's just what it is. You know, all the money in the world sometimes can't get you get backs, you know, because they take that from you in fines. They take that from you. They freeze your assets. Sasuke, you ain't got nothing coming. But not that being famous doesn't make you notorious. This right here and this is right here is what makes you notorious. I've seen a lot of guys in prison that you would see him, you wouldn't even think nothing much of him. Like, he's a nobody, Holmes. And he's the most notorious person on that yard because he has the biggest heart, Holmes. Not meaning the heart to say, so hey, watch out, give me a hug. Not one of those fucking hearts. The one to say, hey, if I was out there, I'd give you a slug. Right here, I'll give you a plug. These are the type of individuals that you don't mess with. You just let them do their tiempo. They got a lot on their mind and a lot of years on their jacket, and they ain't fucking playing. They're aggravated, and I understand their plight. Okay, and then you got a lot of individuals that are in there just doing their time. They're just trying, they're lifers, man. They figure, okay, this is home. This is where I lay my head. This is it. This is all I got. So I got, over there, we got the monkey bars. Watch out. Oh, there's a monkey bar. Yeah, the monkey bar's over here. See, over here, if you look over here, right there in between building 4 and 3, see that patch of, that little patch right there? We can't go in there. That's out of bounds, but I like to think that's my garden. And then over here, see that right there? Yeah, that's our restaurant. It's really a chow hall, but you know, in my mind, right? I like to think that every night I go eat at the buffet. So you could only get one tray, pero you know what I mean? It gets me buff, eh? You know what I mean? And these are the things that they talk about and the things that go through their mind and the mente. And they're just trying to do their time. That's their home. Now, another thing, man, that I could talk about is doing short time and going celled up with the lifer. Now, for the most part, you got no say-so on who you're going to get celled up with. I mean, of course, you get to certain places, you get a little bit of juice. The homies got it going on. Then you can get moved from cell to cell. People can manipulate and make things happen. But for the most part, right when you get there, the administration is going to throw you where they want to. They're going to throw you in the lion's den and see how you fucking, if you come out with a fur coat, a lion's coat, or if you come out lion, oh, you didn't do nothing to me, with no teeth. That's what they're going to do. And I've been in that position where they put an old man with me, and he was a lifer. Okay, he was an old homie, he was older. He was still in the active yard, so I figured, man, he's still righteous. And he was one of those old men where he kicked in on our side of the yard. He worked out. No one said much to him. Everybody knew he was with the business. If the gente jumped, he was going to jump. But he was kind of just an old school vato, right? He was from Salinas. And he was just getting his workout on, man. I can't even remember his name right now. I wasn't settled with him too long. But they put me from the oil into his cell. And I had just got there. I was on AdSeg overflow. You go into the oil and then boom, you go in his cell. I was in Corcoran. And I remember when I got there, the cell was immaculate, very clean. I knew right from the gate that this guy had been down a very long time. You could just tell by his legal work. This is how you know when you walk into a cell and there's a gang of legal work. This vato's done a gang of shit, right? And he kept everything correct, man. Floor was waxed, icy, everything was clean. Mattress tightly rolled, typical norteño movements. You could just tell. Pictures were hanging where they were supposed to be hanging, and he was old school. Shit was all creased up. So we got to chopping it up and conversating. I told him right from the gate, this is your home. This is you, bro. I'm just a tourist. I'm just a visitor. I'm just here to merely fucking skate on by and do what I have to do. Unless I catch the elbow, and then you know what it is. And then he told me the story about while he was in there, he had killed his wife, caught her with her lover. She was cheating on him, and he blew both their shits backwards. He had no get backs. He had exhausted his appeals back in the days before I was fucking born. This man had been down 40 plus years, almost 50 years. And had went all over the state. He had been everywhere from San Quentin to Chino and on back. And he told me war stories about old school homeboys, NF members he ran into, hermanos along the way, northerners, sureños, everybody, man. This guy mixed and mingled with everyone at one point in time because he was there before North and South was really cracking. He was just a Chicano homes that was from up north that tended to hang around, basically kind of like a resident from up north, but had a little bit of, he had a lot of game. No, I'm not going to say a little bit and put some tarnish on that man's name. That man was very well respected and had a lot of game, but never found himself heavy into the politics. Just wasn't his mix and was respected as such. Go ahead and do your thing, old school. Chill with the homies. It's all good. But Trip, I remember one day this vato was ironing his clothes. And what I mean ironing is he had a little comb, homes. He was making sure they were creased up. This vato got all dressed up, and I was sitting on my bunk, homes. My mattress is rolled, and I'm sitting right there, and I'm contemplating if I'm gonna do my first burpee early or not. And he's like, "All right, Selly, I'll check you out, right?" And I was like, "Where you going, bro?" Because we did the buddy system, meaning we all walked together, man. You weren't just gonna wiggle up out the cell without me. So I was good. Fuck that. You ain't ending my career like that. He was like, "Hey, I gotta go to board." Now, this man had not even told me that he had went to board. By this time, we were settled for a couple months. He never spoke on his business or anything of that nature. It's just kind of he did what he did, and I did what I did. And when we needed to correspond and make shit happen, we did. I won't say he was my worst celly. He wasn't my best, but we were there together striving. So the vato goes to board. And I had known by this time that he had been down for almost 50 years. So I was like, fuck, man, praying for this guy. I hope he gets out, man. So I was getting away, I could take a good old fart. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to do that when your celly's there. You want to have some respect, but at the same time, you're holding it and you got the bubble guts. That's how you get diverticulitis and shit. That's placo, right? Anyway, so look, I need to take a fucking big old pass. As soon as he walks out, I let it go. Oh, yeah, good. I hope you don't come back anytime soon. 20 minutes later, the vato walks back in. Takes his fucking camisa off, takes his tramaos off, folds his shit up, puts it up there. He goes, "Hey, it's almost yard time, bro. Boom, you want to go work out, do some dips?" The way he's acting, I'm thinking, did they parole you? What happened? Let me know something. I don't want to ask him no questions because I don't want to really get in his business. I figure he'll tell me when he tells me. So we go out to the yard. I get my little maquinawa on with a couple homeboys or whatever the case may be. Post up, do my little walk arounds, my little laps. Everything is good. Okay, get back to the building. Get back in the cell. And this vato tells me, "Yeah, I went up for parole today, man. If you didn't know." I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I didn't." Playing it off. And he tells me, "Yeah, they shot me down for another 10. And it is what it is, man. Hey, you want to watch Judge Judy?" I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's not even tripping. He's so used to doing time. He's so used to being labeled a lifer that's just what it is. Okay, he wasn't disgruntled about it. He had come to terms with it in his mentality, in his mind. He didn't care if he was inside or outside, man. He was just trying to watch Judge Judy. So I think he had a crush on her. But hey, that's besides the point. At the end of the day, this man was a beast, a warrior. And it doesn't make you a man because you're doing life and you don't care. No, what made him a man was his intelligence and the way he carried himself, the way he composed himself, his composure. He didn't cry about it. He didn't laugh about it. He didn't talk shit about the board. He just said they're doing their job. They felt that this is what was right. And it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I'm right here. You're right here. Let's do this. And that's what it was, man. And I have a lot of respect for vatos like that because I know there's many more just like that. Now, let me tell you another little story about a lifer. So I get to Jamestown, right? And I get to Jamestown and I get put in the gym. I'm level 3. I get put in the gym. What yard was this? Wasn't I forget what yard it was. Tuolumne? I'm not sure. Anyways, it's the 3 yard. Whatever. Everyone who knows the 3 yard in Jamestown, that's the fucking yard I was at. So I get in the gym living, and this was my first time ever being housed in a gym and gym living. And I was thinking, man, this is cool. Because it's not like really a lockdown situation. You got a little bit of everyone, everywhere, everyone doing their thing. So, of course, I met up with a couple homeboys from Modesto, Stockton, Sacramento, Tulare County. We're chilling. You know, I got right in the fold. We're kicking back. And there was a vato, and his bunk was right against the wall, kind of like separated from everyone else. And you could tell by all his legal work that he had piled everywhere. And it was a double bunk, but the top bunk was empty and he had all his legal work up there. You could just tell this vato's been housed there for a long time and that he was doing all day or a whole lot of time just by looking. You know, your awareness is up when you're in prison. Anyone will tell you, you can look at someone and know if he fucking came in, all he has is fucking 1 green cup, a soup, and a half a bar of soap. Yeah, he just got off the bus. And then this vato over here has fucking more legal work than the whole place put together. Yeah, he's doing all day. It's just something you learn, you become accustomed to. Anyway, so this vato, his name is Psycho. He's from somewhere down south, you know, LA area. And I remember the vato did bomb-ass tattoos. All he did all day long was draw cards for people or draw for himself and whatever else it was. But there was a hyena there. There was a hyena that was working there that liked to mess with people. She was a CO. She liked to mess with people, aggravate them. She thought her shit did stink. She was a pretty looking chick, you know. So she thought because all these other COs were on top of her homes and they were all on her, in her, you know, all trying to be in her fucking her DMs, that she could pretty much do whatever she wanted. And she had protection. She felt like she was superior to everyone and she could just punk everyone. So every time that she would work in the unit, man, no one wanted to even look in her face because if you caught eye contact with her, she'll cancel Christmas on you. She'll cancel you out, rip your stuff up, just disrespect you. She was a very disrespectful canine. But she came in one day and she knocked over his writing and reading materials because he had him on that top bunk, that empty bunk. She told him this was not allowed. You need to put him in your area. And he was like, nah, I cleared it with the sergeant. It's all good. She wasn't feeling that. She acted a little too fucking out of character and crazy and knocked the shit over. Bang, bang. Shouldn't have did that, right? About a week passes. Of course, it's her Thursday to work in there. So everybody knows, tuck all your contraband, hide whatever you got. The piruja is coming. You know what I mean? So she's coming in. Ta bruja este fucking pinche hyena. Anyway, she comes in. She walks in. Of course, she's me mugging everyone. Looking like China from the WWE on swole, right? But with a little bit of a prettier face. Just a little bit. She walks in. She goes directly to this vato psycho's bunk area and starts harassing him. And all I can say is this. You know, I don't know what happened to Psycho if he caught a new case. I'm sure he did. You know what I mean? But let's just say things didn't end right for her. Okay? She was flown out of that situation. Okay? He was handcuffed and taken away. I've never seen neither one of them again. That's how dirty it got. That's how bad it got. These lifers are not to be played with. Okay? These guys have all day. They have nothing to lose for the most part. So if you see about the doing life, man, you treat him with respect. Not because you're scared or because he'll do something to you. Because they got that coming, bro. Just remember that that's where they live. Don't desecrate and fuck up what they have. Because they don't have much. You know, if I'm a man, Holmes, and all I have is one picture of my daughter, Holmes, I'm going to protect it with my life. And if you fucking ruin that, Holmes, me and you are going to go. Oh, yes, we're going to go. Right? Where we going, to what degree of going, I don't know. But we're going to go somewhere. You know, we're going to make it happen. And that's how these guys feel. Them fucking color pencils he had, that was it. He was holding on to those like a lifeline. That was his little thing, man. He wasn't bothering no one. He was just trying to get his draw on his little taquiaran here and there and just live. Make a little feria and eat a couple sopas and watch Just Judy también. This is what they do. You know, but of course this hyena came in with their little, I just came from the club and the fucking guy gave me the crab type mentality and came in there and fucked with them. And sabes que, watcha. You know what I mean? Now she could whistle while she works. You know what I mean? She got holes all through her outer body. And that vato went to the shoe probably and came out, and so okay, he's still lifing somewhere else. Shit don't stop. You know, don't stop to the body rot. This is how it is, you know. So I just wanted to touch on prison lifers. But not only that, man, you got several individuals that are doing life that are of high caliber, man. You got the vato that's on the thumbnail, Mr. Phantom, the Fresno Bulldogs. He's actually on death row now. You know, that vato's different. He graduated from life to death row. You know what I mean? He took it a whole different route. You know, like I said, some will go in there and try to program and just do their own program. Some will go in there with that fucking gangster mentality and that I don't give a fuck mentality. I'm done anyways. Cancel the next fucking million Christmases. Fuck it, I'm gonna take everybody with me. And he proceeded to do that, hit Blackas, hit all kinds of people, and so scared. There he is on the row. You know what I mean? And of course, MSNBC came. They did an interview with them. A lot of people like to say, slander his name, slander his character, that he's not everything he's cracked up to be. I will tell you this: I've been hearing Phantom's name ring in homes ever since CYA. He's a real one. He's a Fresno Bulldog. He's well established. He's their big homeboy. He's been doing it for several years, man. I've been knowing Mr. Galvin for a fucking very long time, you know, as far as what he's been up to and his name. And I'll tell you now, I had a personal chance to actually have a conversation with that vato, and I'll tell you, man, he's a very respectful individual, very calculated, cold, and quiet. And he just is what he is. You know, if you choose to not believe some of his stories and think he put tapatio on him, that's on you. But I'll tell you right now, if you were sold up with them, no one say that to him. Guaranteed. Now you have the other guy that's in the thumbnail, my personal friend, man, Mr. Spokio de Salas, Islas Casitas, real one, stand up. It's always better to live in a little house than it is to live on them streets. No doubt about that, right? Doing time with him as a youngster, I knew it. I seen the look in his eyes. That vato had the eye of the tigre. Straight, dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? Be more man than him, Apollo. This vato had the eye of the tiger, bro. His hatred in his heart for Southsiders at that point in time was rival to none, hums. This vato was a different level. As a kid, he was a stone cold hitter, and he just graduated and elevated. And for those of you that don't know his stories, you could read, what's the one, something in the Blood in the Fields. He's in that book. He's also plays a part in Boxer for Paradigm Media News. Shout out to Boxer's book. There's just several fucking books, lightweight movies written about him. This vato was a real one, and I grew up with them. You know, I grew with them in the YA system, did time with them. We became very close friends, and we're still close friends to this day, 30 plus years later. You know, there's a different mentality there, you know. He just wasn't cool with everyone. He said it in his own words on my past interviews with them. Once he's your friend, he's your friend. If he don't like you, he don't like you. And I'll tell you right now, yes, this individual is called by several people, oh, he's got J-Cat ways, he's crazy. No, it's not J-Cat way. It's just he doesn't agree with what you got going on, and if he doesn't agree, he's going to book you. Period. Plain and simple. Of course, me, myself, I was always a rambunctious fucking fighter, criminal too, that thought I was going to do life. So me and him hit it off perfect, and we wiggled. We did a lot of pokings together. That's what we'll say. Sauce, and in that fashion. Anyways, at the end of the day, my boy's a lifer. 4 life terms, 111 years, and he garners nothing but my respect. Even though I seen it coming, man, it's a shame that it had to go that route, man. I wish he was out here eating a carne asada taco with me right now, Pato. You know, I pray one day things change, laws change, rules change, and we could go pick him up. But until then, man, he's going to get his move on and his groove on. The shit don't stop. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. I hope that you move fast with a purpose. Remember, that's hustling. Go out there and hustle for your family, man. Go out there and do something for the raza. The holiday season is coming up, and not necessarily just the raza, for people in general. If you see someone down and out, homes, pick them up, dust them off, and let them try again. You know what it is, man. Everyone needs a helping hand. You never know when the karma's going to come back, and you're going to need that. Bang, bang. Unite this raza, homies. Don't do life, homies. It's ugly.